There are lessons from successful unions on how to form the United States of Africa. Before Africa can shape its own model of unity, it is wise to look outward, not to copy, but to learn. The world has seen unions succeed, struggle, and transform themselves, and each offers lessons for a continent considering its own future. The European Union, for instance, began as an experiment among countries that had once battled fiercely against each other. Centuries of conflict had carved deep wounds across the continent. Yet the desire for peace and prosperity led them to imagine something new, a shared marketplace, shared rules, and shared opportunities. Today, travelers move from one country to another with barely a pause. Businesses expand freely across borders. Students study in nations their grandparents barely understood. The lesson here is not that Africa should replicate Europe's model, but that unity built through patience and cooperation can turn former rivals into lasting partners. The United States offers another perspective, not a continent, but a federation of states once burdened by mistrust and competing interests. In its earliest years, each state had its own currency, its own trade policies, and its own sense of identity. Unity felt fragile, even unlikely. Yet, through deliberate negotiation and compromise, the states agreed that their futures were stronger together than apart. Over time, they formed a single national market and a shared government structure, allowing them to grow into one of the most influential nations on earth. Africa's circumstances are different, but the underlying truth remains. Cooperation multiplies strength. Southeast Asia presents a third model, one that emphasizes collaboration without political merger. The ASEAN community shows that nations can coordinate trade, education, tourism, and security while maintaining full independence. This reflects an important possibility for Africa. Unity does not require dissolving sovereignty. Nations can remain fully themselves while building systems that benefit all. But perhaps the most encouraging examples come from within Africa itself. Regional blocs like ECOWAS, ECOWAS, the East African Community, and SADC already demonstrate the power of cooperation. ECOWAS citizens travel visa-free across much of West Africa. The East African Community has made remarkable progress in harmonizing trade rules and movement of people. These regional efforts are signs that African unity is not a dream. It is already unfolding step by step. The lessons from all these unions, near and far, are clear. Unity succeeds when it grows gradually, peacefully, and through dialogue. It flourishes when nations feel equal and respected. It thrives when people, not just governments, experience the benefits. Above all, unity must be shaped by the continent itself. Africa has its own rhythms, its own histories, its own values. Its union must reflect not what worked elsewhere, but what resonates deeply here. A sense of community, shared responsibility, and collective progress. Africa need not imitate anyone. It must simply learn, adapt, and create something beautifully its own.